You bought a home in Nevada. 6 months later, it's worth 40% less. Congrats, you just got reverse rich in record time. From abandoned builds in the desert to cookie-cutter boxes collapsing under debt, Nevada's housing crash isn't coming, it's here. This video takes you on a brutal road trip through the 10 Nevada cities where home prices are plummeting fast. Stick around, you'll uncover the red flags, fake promises, and financial sinkholes before you become the next victim of Zillow regret. But here's the kicker: one city's crash is being led by casinos going bankrupt, and another, a real estate discount hiding a mold epidemic. Smash like if you're sick of housing madness. Sub for more truth bombs. Let's hit the first city, and it's already bad.
Number 10. Fernley. You hit Fernley just after sunrise. It's quiet. Too quiet. Rows of beige homes with for sale signs leaning sideways like they've given up. And, in a way, they have. Fernley was once marketed as the affordable Reno alternative. Now, it's a warning sign nailed to the edge of the housing cliff. According to Redfin, Fernley's median home price has dropped a staggering 52% year-over-year as of Q2 2025. That's not a correction, that's a full-blown collapse. Why? Because you've got too many new builds, not enough buyers, and a workforce that's dried up faster than Lake Laughlin. A wave of manufacturing layoffs in late 2024 triggered the first cracks. Then, insurance premiums tripled in January after FEMA remapped half the town into a moderate-risk flood zone. Even worse, many of those brand-new homes, built fast and cheap in 2021-2022 when the market was hot. Now homeowners are posting photos of foundation cracks and wall mold on Reddit like it's a badge of defeat. The local twist? Fernley actually tried to rebrand itself as a remote worker haven, despite having internet that lags when you open 2 tabs. Seriously, people moved here thinking they could work from home and ended up tethering off their phones to send emails. And just when you thought it couldn't get more absurd, the city recently approved a $2 million taxpayer-funded sculpture garden while the local school district faces a $3.2 million deficit. So here's your dilemma. Would you take a $180,000 house in Fernley if it means paying $9,400 a year in insurance and watching your drywall buckle in real time? Number 9. Pahrump. You cruise into Pahrump expecting small-town charm. Instead, you get half-finished subdivisions, bone-dry landscaping, and a strip mall that looks like it's been abandoned since Blockbuster died. Home values in Pahrump have plunged 47% since their 2022 peak, according to Zillow. And if you bought here thinking you'd get rural peace with Vegas access, you're now holding a mortgage on a property that's losing value faster than it gains equity. The reason? 2 words: water crisis. In 2024, Nevada's new groundwater law slammed the brakes on new wells in Pahrump, unless you're a commercial grower or have $50,000 to fight the water board in court. That dream of gardening in your backyard? Gone. Even washing your car feels like a criminal act. And it's not just about water. The boomer boom here has backfired hard. A flood of retirees arrived between 2020-2023, driving up prices and snapping up homes. But now, many are trying to sell after facing surprise HOA fees, sky-high electric bills, and insurance quotes that rival beachfront Florida. Local builders overextended too. Some projects stopped mid-frame. Others, full homes sitting empty because buyers backed out once appraisals dropped below loan amounts. What makes it weird? Pahrump still hosts an annual water and whiskey festival. In 2025, while your neighbor is fined $700 for watering plants, you can't make this up. One homeowner recently posted on Facebook, "We were sold a retirement dream. We got a Dust Bowl HOA nightmare." So here's the question. Would you gamble on a cheap house in a town where your tap might run dry and your neighbor's RV has better plumbing?
Number 8. Elko. You roll into Elko and it hits you. This place was built on gold. Now it looks like someone pawned the whole town. The main drag is a mix of shuttered diners, discount smoke shops, and a real estate office with a "now leasing" sign duct taped to the window. According to local MLS data, Elko's median home price has dropped 45% in the past 12 months. That's after years of inflated growth driven by, you guessed it, the mining industry. But in late 2024, two major employers slashed operations, citing reduced global demand and automation. Suddenly, the high-paying jobs dried up, and so did the bidding wars. Homes that sold for $430K in 2022 now sit at $235K, if they sell at all. The average days on market, 119 and rising. And if you're thinking, well, at least it's a quiet town, think again. Rising crime reports have locals joking that Elko is turning into mini Reno, minus the decent restaurants. One homeowner posted a Ring doorbell clip of a guy trying to steal porch gravel. Gravel, that's the level we're at now. Insurance premiums have also quietly doubled thanks to wildfire proximity and aging infrastructure. The power grid here flickers during a stiff breeze, but sure, let's keep approving new builds. Quirky twist? Elko's annual cowboy poetry gathering is still going strong, even though most of the attendees are writing poems about moving away. And here's the kicker. In 2025, the city council approved a $400,000 gold nugget statue downtown to honor the boom years, while public transit got cut. Because symbolism over substance is Elko's new motto. Would you live in a place where nostalgia is funded, but your bus route isn't? Number 7. North Las Vegas. You roll through North Las Vegas, and it feels like a set from a post-apocalyptic suburbia. Empty cul-de-sacs, sun-bleached for-sale banners flapping in the wind, and rows of new homes that look like no one's ever opened the blinds. And that's because no one has. As of Q2 2025, over 60% of new construction homes in North Las Vegas are sitting unsold, according to the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. Median home prices have tanked 44% in just 1 year, with builders now offering desperation incentives like $50K instant equity and free Teslas. No joke. This place was supposed to be the affordable escape from Central Vegas, but instead, it's a crash site. Mortgage holders who bought in 2022 are already underwater, and some can't even refinance because appraisals have cratered. The deeper issue? Job flight. The warehousing boom that drove development here fizzled out as automation and AI wiped out thousands of mid-level logistics roles in late 2024. Now you've got people who moved here for Amazon hubs and got pink slips instead. Want another reason people are bailing? HOA madness. Multiple communities here have implemented facial recognition gate systems and are charging residents extra just to maintain security. One guy on Reddit claims he was fined for not making eye contact with the camera. And yes, North Las Vegas made headlines last month for a neighborhood that banned visible basketball hoops, because apparently joy is a zoning violation now. So, would you drop $500,000 on a house in a ghost town where even your driveway is monitored? Number 6. Mesquite. You pull into Mesquite expecting golf carts and quiet sunsets. Instead, you're greeted by a parade of moving trucks, all going one direction: out. The real estate collapse here has hit like a rogue sandstorm. According to Zillow Q2 2025, Mesquite's median home price has fallen 41% in the last 14 months. A city that once sold retirees on affordable paradise is now a case study in overbuilt, underprotected fantasy. It started with the retirement rush of the early 2020s. Thousands flocked here, lured by mild winters and low taxes. Developers responded by cranking out stucco homes like toasters off an assembly line. Problem is, the bubble popped, and fast. Insurance premiums skyrocketed in late 2024 after Mesquite got recategorized as a high wildfire exposure zone. One buyer shared a quote, $6,900 a year on a 1,500 square foot home. But the real kicker? HOAs here are on a power trip. One community finds $25 per weed spotted in your front yard. Another requires all garage doors be painted desert taupe with a $300 fine for deviation. And you know what's extra special? Mesquite's flagship golf course, the one used in all the home brochures, filed for bankruptcy in March. Residents woke up to brown fairways and a notice that membership fees were non-refundable. Even weirder, the city council recently approved a $1.2 million wellness labyrinth in a desert park while cutting emergency services funding. So if you twist your ankle walking in circles, good luck getting an ambulance. Would you retire here for the peace and sunshine if it meant tiptoeing through HOA landmines and hoping your house doesn't ignite? Number 5. Henderson. You hit Henderson and it still looks like luxury. Gated communities, palm-lined boulevards, Teslas parked next to tricked-out golf carts. But once you start talking to locals, the illusion cracks faster than the stucco. According to Redfin, Henderson's median home price has plummeted 39% since early 2024, with high-end properties taking the biggest hit. That $850K home in Inspirada, now worth $510K. And yes, the pool leaks, the AC's fried, and the warranty company just ghosted you. So what happened? The California exodus reversed. People who flooded into Henderson during the pandemic now want out, sick of the water shortages, rising costs, and brutal summer power outages. It's gotten so bad, NV Energy is running rolling blackout trials this summer, as if that's supposed to comfort anyone. Meanwhile, property taxes keep climbing to cover school shortfalls and city infrastructure repairs. You'd think those HOA fees would at least cover landscaping, but nope. One gated community got hit with a $2,700 emergency assessment after a pipe burst under their golf course. And here's where it gets weird. Henderson tried launching a luxury housing tourism initiative in 2025. Yes, they're advertising to tourists to rent your home like a designer Airbnb, while you're stuck eating the depreciation. The cherry on top? A new zoning rule bans solar panels visible from the street. In Nevada, because nothing screams progress like punishing energy efficiency in the desert. If you're still here, good, because what happens in city number 1 will make this look like a warm-up. Would you ride out the storm in a luxury zip code if the storm is legal fees, insurance spikes, and declining comps? Number 4. Reno. You climb into Reno expecting casinos, craft beer, and maybe a startup or two. Instead, you get plywood signs that say price reduced again, and neighborhoods where the silence feels desperate. Reno's median home price has dropped 43% since early 2024, per local MLS data, and the descent isn't slowing. Why? Because the city that once branded itself the next Silicon Valley is now bleeding tech jobs faster than it printed startup brochures. Tesla slashed operations. Google quietly pulled out of a data center expansion. And every mid-level tech transplant who once paid $11M for a basic 3-bed now wishes they'd just stayed in Austin. Add to that the highest property tax jump in northern Nevada, a 14% hike to offset a budget deficit that nobody warned you about, and you're suddenly paying more for a house worth less every month. And get this, Reno was supposed to be the cool, artsy alternative to Vegas. But in 2025, the city cut funding for half its public art programs while still moving forward on a $5.6 million downtown LED light bridge. Yeah, a bridge of lights, while libraries are closed 2 days a week. And if you're thinking of renting it out, not so fast. A new short-term rental crackdown means Airbnbs now require a $10K compliance bond, biannual inspections, and a parking plan approved by the city. Seriously. What's the absurd twist? There's a luxury development on the south side where homes are still listed for over 1.5M, in a zip code where comps have fallen 40%. Delusion is alive and well in the high desert. Would you bet on Reno bouncing back? Or is this just a high-altitude freefall with no parachute? Number 3. Laughlin. You drift into Laughlin expecting neon lights and riverfront relaxation. Instead, you find half-lit marquees, boarded-up casinos, and sidewalks so quiet it feels illegal to sneeze. Laughlin is in a free fall, not just in vibe, but in value. According to Zillow Q2 2025 data, home prices here have crashed 48% since their 2022 high. The once affordable oasis has turned into a cautionary tale with a river view. The death blow? Casino closures. 3 of the town's major resorts either downsized or shut down entirely between late 2023 and early 2025. That gutted jobs, tourism, and local businesses overnight. The fallout hit housing fast, especially since nearly 40% of home loans in Laughlin were backed by hospitality income. Now, sellers can't offload without taking a loss, and buyers, they're vanishing like poker winnings on a bad night. And don't get cozy, because homeowners insurance has tripled here due to rising flood risks. Laughlin sits on the Colorado River, and while it looks peaceful, recent Army Corps reports show erosion risks have doubled since 2020. So, flood risk plus no income plus no demand equals an economic ghost boat. Quirky twist? Laughlin just installed a $750,000 riverfront drone show platform. The idea? Replace fireworks with nightly drone light shows to bring back tourists. Except, most nights they don't launch. Budget cuts. Meanwhile, residents are sharing photos of sandbags lined up outside their doors during rain season, with captions like, "Welcome to beachfront property." Would you live in a town where the entertainment's gone, the insurance is unaffordable, and the drones won't even fly? Number 2. Sparks. You pull into Sparks expecting Reno's little sibling, maybe a hidden gem. What you find instead is a graveyard of half-finished dreams and construction sites frozen in time like a zombie apocalypse paused for budget review. Sparks is in full-blown price collapse. According to Redfin, median home values have dropped 46% since early 2024. And it's not just old homes, it's everything. New builds, mid-century flips, luxury condos, they're all circling the drain. The reason? Overbuild meets underdemand. Builders went wild during the pandemic, betting on endless Bay Area migration. But the tech exodus ended, mortgage rates soared, and suddenly no one wanted your 3-bed vinyl-sided box with a bonus loft. And when interest in buying died, so did the city's momentum. Developers walked away mid-frame. Drive through the outskirts and you'll see entire streets of exposed studs and plastic-wrapped roofs baking in the sun. It gets worse. Sparks recently ranked among the top 5 cities in Nevada for mortgage delinquency, per a 2025 CoreLogic report. Which means the people who did buy here, many can't afford to stay. Then there's the HOA twist. One neighborhood banned porch furniture unless it matches an earth tone aesthetic. A homeowner posted a violation letter for having a blue cooler visible during a barbecue. And the absurd? The city just launched Sparkle Sparks, a branding campaign to attract tourists. Billboards tout a town that shines. Meanwhile, locals are selling their homes at 2018 prices and still getting ghosted by buyers. Would you risk buying here, knowing the next open house might come with plywood views and an HOA ticket for your lawn gnome?
Number 1. Las Vegas. You roll into Las Vegas expecting lights, luxury, and limitless opportunity. What you get is a housing market hangover so brutal, even the blackjack dealers feel sorry for you. Vegas is 2025's crash capital. Median home prices have fallen a jaw-dropping 58% since their 2022 peak, according to Zillow. That $720K McMansion in Summerlin now selling for $305K, if anyone bites. What happened? The city bet big on post-pandemic migration, investor cash, and short-term rentals, but the party's over. Remote workers moved back, Airbnb cracked down, and investors, they're selling off fast. The result? An avalanche of listings and a shrinking pool of buyers with actual income. Inventory is up 240% year over year. Days on market averaging 92, a number not seen since the 2008 crash. But it gets worse. Home insurance rates in Vegas have exploded due to wildfire exposure and extreme heat risks. Try $8,100 a year on a 2,000 square foot home. Water restrictions are tightening, energy bills are surging, and if you're part of an HOA, buckle up. Vegas HOAs are officially out of control. One gated community fined a homeowner $600 for inconsistent gravel color. Another filed a lawsuit against a couple who repainted their trim from cream cloud to morning mist. And the kicker? City Council greenlit a $14 million smart pole project to install facial recognition streetlights while simultaneously slashing the Affordable Housing Fund. Meanwhile, entire condo towers on the Strip are now 60% vacant, and TikTokers are filming Vegas housing horror tours like it's the new ghost hunting trend. Would you stake your financial future on a city where your neighbor's toilet leak might be the least expensive disaster you face?
You just road tripped through Nevada's real estate apocalypse. Overpriced boxes, HOA tyranny, insurance chaos, and market delusion on full display. This isn't a correction, it's a reckoning. If you're house hunting in 2025, consider this your flashing neon warning sign: do not buy blind. Would you live in any of these cities for a discount, or would that discount still be too expensive? Comment your housing horror story. Share this before someone signs papers in city number 3. And hey, hit like if you're done getting played by the market.